at least in my experience, people don't really spot each other at the gym. What's up, everyone? How's it going today? Now, you would think that going to the gym in Japan is just like going to the gym everywhere else. And you're kind of right. Everyone wants to get better. They're trying to get bigger, lose some weight. That said, I definitely had a few experiences at the gym in Japan, good, bad, and strange, that are slightly different from what I experienced going to the gym in America. Starting off with something positive about gyms in Japan, people only seem to clean the machines, the benches, after they're done using them. Now, this might sound like I'm hating on my fellow Americans, but back in America, whether or not people would clean after they were done using the equipment was kind of hit or miss. The thing that did really surprise me was people cleaning the dumbbells after they were done using those, because, I don't know, if you clean the dumbbells and you kind of make the belt kind of, and you make it kind of slippery, I feel like people would have a hard time gripping it, but hey, what do I know? This could be partly a result of the Japanese idea of cleanliness and attention to detail, and also not wanting to inconvenience others by leaving your sweat on the bench after you're done.
Damn!
That said, that unwillingness to inconvenience others could also be what causes this first bad thing about gyms in Japan. At least in my experience, people don't really spot each other at the gym. The amount of times I've seen people spotting someone, like on bench press or on squat, I could probably count on one hand. Now, this isn't terrible if you have these safety bars there to catch the weight before it falls on your chest or falls on your neck during the bench press. But you know, it would be nice to have a spotter who can help you push past failure, especially if you're past the beginner stages of lifting. So I mentioned bench and squat, and there's a reason I didn't mention deadlift. Well, A, you don't really need a spotter on deadlift. If you can't lift the weight, it just stays on the ground. But B, because I never really see anyone in Japan deadlifting. A lot of people will do like RDLs, but no one will actually do a full deadlift. And I'm really not sure why this is. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just confusing. Speaking of strange stories, I have another one. So at my old job, I would usually go into the gym pretty early in the morning. So 6:30 to get in my lift before work. This one time I had to go into the gym extra early because I had to be at work extra early. So I went at 4:30, and on every treadmill there was an elderly person. I mean, like, props to them for getting after it that early in the morning and trying to stay in shape as they get older. But it just completely threw me through a loop. It was just like a senior citizen health club decided to throw a party and occupy every treadmill at the gym. I have not seen anything like it since that time. Of course, I also haven't been to the gym at 4:30 since then because, well, I don't want to go that early regularly, honestly. This next thing is either good or bad depending on your point of view. I'm going to say it's good. You don't really see anyone who looks like they're on any kind of pharmaceutical grade creatine, if you know what I mean. Say no one looks like it. That doesn't mean people aren't, but I think this is good for two reasons. One, it probably means that a lower portion of the population is actually on gear, so that means less people have to deal with the health side effects. And two, it also means that for newbies in the gym, every physique they're seeing and possibly comparing themselves to is obtainable natural, which I think is a really good thing for their mental health. Now I think this point is largely due to a couple of reasons. Number one is just Japanese beauty standards. A lot of Japanese people really want to be lean. They want to look like they have a little bit of muscle, but they don't want to be super jacked. In fact, I've seen a lot of videos and talked to a lot of women here in Japan where they think once you get to a certain point, you actually get too muscular. The limit I've kind of seen is the size of Jesse James West. Get any bigger than that and you kind of start to become almost unattractive. And this kind of feeds into point number 2, which is just that bodybuilding isn't very popular here in Japan because people just don't really see a need to get that big because they want to be lean. There is one issue that is not specific to Japan. It happens everywhere, and you probably know what it is. It's just people being on their phone for 5 minutes in between sets. Where in the US, people scroll Instagram, TikTok. People still do that in Japan, but I've actually seen people playing games on their phone in between sets. Playing like Monster Hunter or something. And I don't need to say much about this one. You know how annoying it is. Next. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Just in Japan. Alright, the next good thing about gyms in Japan is that no one curls in the squat rack.
No, God!
So I'm going to end this video by talking about another strange encounter I've had here at the gym in Japan. And to give you a little bit of reference, there are 2 power racks here, and then say the incline chest press machine is here. So this other guy I think was benching, I was squatting, and this other guy wanted to use one of the racks. So he literally just sits on the incline press machine and just watches us work out. It was very strange. Like, if you're gonna sit there, use the machine at least. Like, don't just... I know we're taking up these 2 racks that you want to use, but don't then in turn take up the chest press machine that someone else might want to use. Not to mention the fact that the guy was literally just watching us for like 5 minutes. It was just strange, to say the least. Alright, if you've had any weird experiences at your gym, let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this one, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Just in Japan. I'll see you next time. Mata ne.